Hey go-getters, welcome to another edition. Recently I made a video letting you know of the businesses or the farming businesses that you, the diasporans, could embark on in Africa because they are suitable for you running them remotely. And since I didn't want that video to be too long, there was no way I could incorporate everything in the video. So I thought of making a separate video letting you know of certain things you should be keen on or certain things you should leverage in order to make your business a success in Africa while living abroad. And after watching this video, please do well to watch this video in which I was talking about the things you need to do in Africa in order to make your business a success. This video was more of general, but there are lots of things that you are going to be learning from there as well. And you would rather do that after watching this video, for the points there are just going to be complementing this one. But this one is specifically tailored for you abroad investing in Africa. Basically, I am going to be telling you some of those things you need to master in order to make your business a success wherever you find yourself. So if you are new here, my name is Elvin Jik, and my mission on the channel is to make sure that you attain your financial independence as soon as possible, and we are starting right now. So the first thing you need to do is master the seasons in Africa. In most West African countries, for instance, there are two seasons, the rainy and dry season. And mind you, those rainy seasons doesn't necessarily mean that you have only two seasons to cultivate. So the weather seasons are different from the cultivation seasons. When we talk of the weather seasons, we talk of rainy and dry, like I said earlier. But when we talk of cultivation seasons, this will now have to do with the farming culture of your locality. In Cameroon, for instance, there are 2 to 4 cultivation seasons depending on your location and your means. And if you are confused, please don't be, for I am going to be breaking it down to you. There are 2 main farming seasons in most West African countries depending on the crops and their lifespan. For crops like corn or groundnut that generally take 3 months to mature, planting season starts from March through April, May, and June. And we have things like yams that take 6 to 8 months to mature. And we have another planting season that starts from September or October to November and December when they are ready for harvest. So depending on whichever objective you have, you should know when to target your cultivation. And hey, remember we are in Africa, and December is a very, very hyped period when it comes to economic activities. There are lots of parties, the Christmas parties and the New Year parties that are being thrown by everyone, and prices of foodstuff generally are so high. So if you want to maximize profit, you should as well target this season. And like I said, there are 4 seasons. For you to go through the 3rd and 4th cultivation season in most West African countries, you would have to make use of irrigation, and you would need money for that. But don't be scared, there are ways to go about that and spend less. And that would have to do with your location. There are locations wherein you don't really need to spend much on irrigation because there are what we call marshy or swampy areas, or marikash as a lot of people call them. And such places are often not sold by the government, or some landowners often neglect such areas. So what you would do is you would buy a plot of land or your farmland closer to these swampy areas so that you are going to be making good use of the water there or the area to do your cultivation. So depending on whichever crop you are cultivating, you could just plant directly in the swampy area or create an irrigation system wherein you are going to be tapping the water from the swampy area to your produce, to your farmland, which is just nearby. So for your farming to succeed in Africa and for you to make more profit, you need to be very timely in respecting festive period and climatic changes. The next thing you need to do is grow crops in succession. And let me explain what we mean by this. You know, things like corn uses certain minerals that soybeans, for example, can replenish. You can therefore swap your cultivation according to seasons. That is, this season you plant corn, and once the corn has drained the minerals from the soil, the following season you plant soybeans. Soybeans is therefore going to be replenishing those minerals, and the next season again you come back to plant corn. Corn will therefore come and find new minerals provided by the previously cultivated soybeans. This method is cost effective because you are going to be spending less. You aren't going to be spending on fertilizers and other soil fertility boosters. And when we talk of swapping, it will also depend on the cultivation practices in your area. But I'd rather you go for yearly swapping. And the easiest way to go about this is getting a land and splitting into two. Let's take an instance where you've got 2 hectares of land. You can split your land into two. And I understand that you could maybe love to produce both crops at the same time. Worry not, for there's a way to go about it. So in hectare A, you're going to be planting your corn, and in hectare B, you are planting your soybeans parallelly in the same season or throughout the year. And once you've harvested and the season is over, you could then swap to bring the soybeans to hectare A and take the corn over to hectare B, making your swap so swift and more profitable. And I would advise you do the swapping yearly in order not to be so overwhelmed, and also in order to use less workers. Now, the next point is something you need to absolutely do before embarking on your business. You've done your research, you've known all of these things I'm talking to you about right now. You need to take this next step, which is very vital, and that is getting closer to a business consultant. Yes, this is very important. Depending on your location or country of residence or country in which you want to invest, book an appointment with a business consultant for them to actually assess your project and know if it is the right thing for you to do in that area. That is very important, and if you neglect this part, you will have yourself to blame. Remember, we are talking here of cultivation in a large scale. We are talking here of farming on plantations, which is not a joke. So you wouldn't risk losing more money just because you don't want to pay a business consultant or because you think you are all knowing. It doesn't matter what the business consultant is going to charge you, all right? I can bet you that after consulting a business consultant, you are going to be glad you did. And the next thing you need to do is make a clear plan, draft a clear plan after your feasibility studies. And most times a business consultant might go ahead to do the feasibility studies for you or facilitate the feasibility studies for you. So you've got every advantage consulting a business consultant. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and have your plan, all right? Some business consultants as well give you access to business plans, but if they don't, you can get someone else to do it for you, or if you are good at it, you could do it yourself. And when we talk of feasibility studies, it has got a lot of things to do. You need to make sure you master the 4 P's, that is the place, the price, the product, and the promotion of your business. So when we talk of coming out with a clear plan of your business, these are some of the things you need to take into consideration. And now, the last but not the least thing you need to do, which is actually the pivot of the success of your business, is getting yourself a business manager. Yes. For those who are in the same spot, they still make use of business managers. What more of you who is actually in a distance and who is supposed to be managing your business remotely? You definitely need a business manager. Yes. Don't be stingy, all right? Invest in your business properly. We often say in French, l'argent appelle l'argent. Yes. You need to spend at times in order to bring money or attract money to yourself. So you can't be venturing into such a huge sector, and worst of all, in a distance, without wanting to invest in a manager. That said, I wouldn't like this video to be too long. What I am going to be doing is that I am going to be linking this video that I made, walking you through the 4 P's or the things you need to consider if you want to make your business a success. So go right away after this video and click to watch this video. The links to these videos are always in our description box. So whenever you watch a video and you've gotten a video recommendation, you could just go to the description box and get the links there. And there's also this video that you need to absolutely watch, wherein I give you tips on how to behave as a business owner in order to have loyal workers and a good manager. So I would advise you watch this video and get enriched. Hope you've learned a great deal in this video. Please do well to like this video and share it with others, for we need to make Africa great, and we can do that only collectively. Stay blessed and take care, as I will see you on my next one.